Is your bathroom your cluttered area? This month in the Chaos to Calm community, we are talking about all things bathroom organizing. Now, the bathroom is a fascinating space because it is one of those powerhouse spaces that we are in every single day, but it also has a little element of fantasy to it, right? Because we have our things that we use every single day and, our toothbrush, our toothpaste, our soap, our lotion, whatever it is that you use every day. And then there's a lot of aspirational stuff in the bathroom, right? I'm even thinking about my makeup collection where I have 12 lipsticks that I am not actively using because I wear the same 2 lipsticks all the time. And, but I'm holding on to them because they're perfectly good and I can't donate them and nobody else wants them. And yeah, they might be too old, but they're still good and it's not going to kill me to put them on for 5 minutes before I shoot a video, right? But it's so we have this aspirational thing that's going on in the bathroom because the bathroom is this space where it is super functional, but it also is connected to our looks. It's connected to our youth, our vibrance, and that has a lot of emotional connotations to it, doesn't it, right? As we look in the mirror and I'm like, where did these wrinkles come from? I didn't ask for them, right? We might be holding on to things that we're like, oh, I want to be the person who has a 7-step skincare ritual. And I'm not. I'm a person who's like, water, good night, face. So knowing who we are, right? I feel like the bathroom is one of these spaces where we are having a reckoning with ourselves. Who are we really? Who we really are, and then who we want to be. And it's okay to kind of blend. I'm not saying you have to release your aspirational self completely, but let's just acknowledge what is practical and what is aspirational. And this goes for anything with our clutter, right? Our clutter can be so fascinating because you might be keeping a hold of every beautiful piece of stationery known to man since you were 12 years old because you want to be someone who writes cards to people. But you're not a person who writes cards to people. So you're a person who collects cards, but writing and sending has not been a high value to you. So what we do in the cases of holding on to aspirational things, common organizing wisdom is going to say, if you haven't used it in 6 months, get rid of it. I don't do that here. We're not doing that here. What I will say is maybe you just need to give yourself the opportunity to use it now. Maybe you need to make it a little bit easier. So for example, with those lipsticks, maybe I would use them if I had them out. Maybe I just get a little bit too into my routine or I get a little bit too busy and I don't think about it. Maybe I would move those lipsticks and put them in a box on my desk because that's where I mostly am wearing makeup because, I wear chapstick the rest of the time. But if I'm shooting a video, I'll throw some lipstick on. So maybe I move them in here and try that for a week or a month and see, do I wear lipstick more? Maybe I put them into my car. Maybe I put them out on the counter in a pretty bowl and see if I use them more often if they're actually out. Maybe I put them in my purse. It's so common to have this idea of what organization looks like, and then we beat ourselves up if it's different than that. So just play, give yourself some opportunities. Maybe your best system for using the items in your home has not been found yet. And maybe through you exploring these different options for how you can store the items that you want to use, but are not currently using, right? Maybe you're going to tap into your vein of gold and discover something really magical about how you think and how you function and how you would best use the items in your life. So that's a big one. So figuring out, okay, how can we move these aspirational items into action in a unique and new way? The other thing, of course, is that you can have a little come to Jesus with yourself and say, I am acknowledging that these are aspirational. And maybe you take all the aspirational things and you put them out and then you journal about it. When I collect red lipstick, it makes me feel like I might have a glamorous chapter of my life ahead. If I collect red lipstick, I feel like I might be a glamorous version of myself that I don't feel like I get to be every day. When I collect all these bath salts, I think of myself having these luxurious bath nights at home, which I don't have because that's not what I do. But maybe if that's who I want to be. So maybe taking the time to journal about it and say, okay, great. I'm noticing the 3 things that I'm keeping a hold of are lipstick and lotions and whatever it is for you, right? And writing, what is it that you perceive that you're going to experience by having and using these items? Because every single thing that we collect in our homes, we perceive is going to make us feel good, be happy, that our life is going to be better for having it. So just rushing straight to saying, I got to get rid of it, I have to purge it, is bypassing a lot of the really beautiful healing work that organizing is offering you. So instead, just gather those items up, gather those lipsticks up, gather those lotions up, gather those bath salts up, and say, who is the person I thought I was going to be by buying this? Who do I really want to be? And then once you kind of map that out and you can see it, ask yourself, are there ways that I can include that version of myself in my life more often? Or do I need to grieve that that's not the life that I'm living, right? If we think about this a lot with like shoes, if you wore stilettos nonstop before you had kids and now you're chasing around for young kids, you might not need those stilettos, but to let go of them, you might need to grieve. You might need to grieve the person that you no longer are operating as, so that you can more fully embrace the life that you're living today. Because again, it's not about releasing things. It's not about like, oh, the person who has the least stuff wins. It's about you making sure that you have space to live the life that you want to live, that you deserve to live. And surrounding yourself with aspirational stuff that makes you feel guilty for not using it is not letting you do that. So take the time to really look at and get clear with yourself about why you're holding on to these aspirational things in the bathroom and elsewhere in the house. And once you know that, start to either integrate those pieces more fully into your life or grieve them and release them. Because you deserve to have a life that fulfills you right now. Not someday when your life changes, when everything spins on its head and turns backwards. Absolutely today, as you are, not changing anything, you deserve to have the life of your dreams. So how can we start building that for you today? Thank you so much for being here, for sharing with me. If you feel like sharing the items that you're holding on to that feel a little bit aspirational for you, throw them down in the comments below. I would love to cheer you on in your organizing journey. As always, follow me for more organizing insight and a partner on this beautiful organizing journey. Have a lovely day. Thanks so much for being here.